The Las Vegas concert shooting turned a country music festival, a family-friendly event, into a scene of mass carnage.
It was pretty much like a war scene inside.
Over 500 injured, not only from gunshots, but from the crush of people running in that crowd of 22,000 once they realized what was happening. And the wounded were taken to 5 hospitals in southern Nevada. Is an emergency room ready to handle dozens of people at once on a daily basis?
We can assume that each hospital would have had to handle at least 100 people. And when you have critically injured people in that situation, in those large numbers, it's very hard to handle.
Dr. James Pinkney is an ER physician.
Most hospitals are not going to be equipped to initially take care of that surge, but all the hospitals and all the ERs across the country do practice, mass casualty situations. So, I'm sure they have some sort of call system where you actually call in staff, RNs, medical assistants, admins, physicians, all hands on deck in these types of situations where they are actually come into the ER and be able to help out. A lot of times what will happen, you'll turn triage rooms, pre-op, post-op rooms that are normally for elective surgeries into either a triage room or even an ICU bed. Because when you have 100 critically injured people, even if not all of them go to surgery, a lot of them are going to need higher levels of care. And most hospitals only have, let's say, 25, maybe 35 ICU beds. That's just not enough if you have 50 critically injured people.
Right. So you're basically just going to get as many staff and as many rooms operating as quickly as you can. And then you just start with the most seriously injured first.
Exactly. Most level 1 trauma centers only have maybe 3 or 4 trauma surgeons. So all of them would have to come in because if you have 10 or 15 gunshot wounds that need to be operated on at the same time, you don't have enough surgeons to take care of something like that. So other times you'll have people that don't necessarily normally do trauma. For instance, a general surgeon. All general surgeons are trained in trauma surgery, but they might often go into, colorectal or other specialties or surgical oncology. In critical situations, people that haven't practiced trauma surgery in a long time may be summoned to go and save a life because, a surgical oncologist is better than no surgeon at all, right, if someone's bleeding out. So those are also things that hospitals will have to do in order to save lives and take care of all the people that need immediate assistance.
And it wasn't long before we started hearing the calls to donate blood. They need more blood. How much blood does a hospital usually keep on hand for transfusions? Would they have an immediate shortage in this kind of situation?
Yes, they definitely have an immediate shortage. And luckily with helicopters and jets, you can restock and divert blood fairly quickly from neighboring hospitals and regional facilities. So again, the blood shortage for me isn't the most critical piece of this story. It's really the amount of beds, ICU beds, and surgical suites that the hospital has, because that's the rate-limiting step. The blood can be diverted. Now, we are going to have a national shortage when you have a mass casualty situation like this. So it's very important for people all over the country to donate blood. You can go to the Red Cross or local blood banks, and that blood might not necessarily go to Las Vegas and the surrounding area, but what's going to happen is going to replete blood banks that have sent blood to those areas.
And Dr. Pinkney says, don't worry about your blood type or if you don't know it. Donate anyway.